Hi, come on for the ride. I'm trying a cooking video out, and today we're going to be making two things. We're going to be making split pea soup with lots of fall delicious spices and vegetables. The reason that I'm recording over the video is my husband works as an onboarding specialist at a call center, which is glorified customer service at its best. So the house needs to be really quiet. So I have to do it this way if I'm going to be doing cooking videos during the week. But right here, you'll see that I'm adding 6 cloves of chopped garlic to my Instapot. There's just a little bit of water in the bottom of that Instapot to keep things moving freely as it's on its saute function. Now I'm adding some celery and onion that's been chopped, that if you watched my last haul, I got that for a bargain price. And there's about a half a container there. I would say that's about a half a cup of chopped celery and onions. And next, I'm going to be adding some butternut squash and herb mixture. That's what's going up next. Butternut squash and sweet potato. So there's going to be extra sweet potato. And that's probably about a quarter of a cup left of that mixture. But you can add whatever vegetables that you fancy for your split pea soup. It's going to kind of get all mushed together anyways at the end of this. I'm going to give that a little stir, and I continue to stir as I saute that. I water saute that to make sure nothing's getting burnt or stuck to the bottom of my Instapot. And I'm dumping everything on my table, as you can see. We're not fancy over here, that's for sure. And I'm readjusting my camera over and over again because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm giving you guys a corny smile because that's just what I do. I don't know if you can see my cute leggings, but they're amazing. I've got little baby elephants all over them. I'm sporting my real fancy clothes today. I've got 1 chopped carrot here that I'm sticking into the Instapot. It's a pretty thick chop, because like I said, everything's going to cook down nicely anyways. And I'm giving that another stir. I'm also sporting my classic MTV t-shirt today. I'm telling you, we are not here to impress. We're here to make friends and to help each other out on this crazy journey we call life. Again, fiddling with my camera, probably driving you crazy with this, but I promise I'll get better at this. This is my first go around. Yep, there I go again. Eventually, I promise I'll get this right. But I think it's kind of funny just watching me try to navigate being online. 52 years old, not real tech savvy, but you know, we're giving it our all. I've got 1 large sweet potato also chunked up. That's going in next. Absolutely delicious. Oh, I love sweet potatoes. I can never, ever, ever get enough of them. I swear I'm going to turn completely orange soon from the amount of carrots and sweet potatoes I've been consuming. Again, we're going to stir that around, and I'm adding a little bit of water to the mixture because the water that I had started with, which was just a couple tablespoons, has cooked out. And you can tell because it starts sticking to the bottom of your Instapot. So just add a little bit more, or you could use veggie broth as well. Giving that a nice stir around. The smells are already heavenly, even though we haven't used spices yet. But now on to, all right, we're going to be adding the split peas. I know so many of you say to rinse your split peas. We're using yellow split peas here, but I didn't even bother doing that today. And honestly, I would say at least 3/4 of the time, I just throw them right from the bag in. I've never gotten a rock or pebble in it or anything that wasn't a split pea so far. I might be, just testing my luck there. And one of these days I'm going to bite down on something really hard. But so far it's been okay. And I'm doing this real quick style in between life's messiness. All right, now I'm putting in rosemary. That's not traditionally something that people put in split pea soup, but I absolutely love it. And there's about a tablespoon and a half of rosemary going in. And I'm also putting thyme in. Again, another tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of thyme. I absolutely love those flavors. I really want this to be reminiscent of fall flavors. I'm putting just a dash of liquid smoke in. Looks like I'm putting a lot in, but it really is just a dash because that's all I had left in there. So probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon to a half a teaspoon of liquid smoke. Salt to taste. We are a sugar-free and oil-free family here. We still are using salt. This is freshly cracked ground pepper. 1 big dash. Oops, there she goes in for 2. And I give you my naughty smile. I over pepper everything. Pepper is my favorite spice, and I love me some fresh cracked pepper. So again, stirring that all around. It's looking good. And this is the weird ingredient. Yes. And I'm giving you the strange face because I know it sounds odd. I'm putting in Oriental 5-spice. If you check out 5-spice powder, it just has a lot of really good fall flavors in it. So I absolutely love to use this 5-spice powder. It's got like cloves and nutmeg and all of that. Now I'm giving you a look at that deliciousness that's about to cook up. That looks amazing. I can't wait to have some of this. And again, the smells are already fabulous. I'm using about 2 quarts of water here, adding that up to the full line of the Instapot. So that's an easy way to gauge that. So it's right up to that max full line, just about, in the Instapot, stirring it all around, making sure all those spices get in there really, really good. And then the magic is going to begin. I close it and lock it. For those of you that are afraid to use an Instapot because of fear of those old scary pressure cookers, it is nothing like that. I'm setting it to the soup function, which is high pressure, on 15 minutes. That's it, 15 minutes, and I'm hitting start. I'm gonna do the forced release. So I'm going to release the air myself at the end of 15 minutes just for time. You could do a natural release. It really wouldn't make a bit of difference. And that one is done. That's it. Good to go. I'll show you the finished product later. And now we're on to recipe number 2. Let's do this thing. We're making falafels. I have some already cooked roasted chickpeas. So I've roasted those cooked chickpeas about 3 cups worth in an air fryer until they get golden brown and crispy. So those were pre-done already. I always have roasted chickpeas around because we love to snack on them. So that's about 3 cups worth of already crispy air fried roasted chickpeas. And now I'm going to stick them in the air fryer and give them a good blitz. And then you're going to see the finished product. There is still some chunky bits in there. You could do it a lot finer if you're being super uber picky about that. But for the sake of time, I was going in real fast. It is going to make a crunchier falafel if you don't get all of those pieces blitzed up really well. But we don't mind a little crunch in our falafel. And I've got, again, about, let's see what I'm going in with first. Now we've taken the chickpeas out and we're going to put in 1 whole medium-sized chopped onion in there. It doesn't really matter how finely chopped because it's all going to get blitzed in that food processor anyways. So you don't need to be real picky about that. And then I'm going in with, again, about 6 to 8 cloves of chopped garlic. You can use the cheater garlic. You don't have to use the fresh garlic. Mine's been sitting there and releasing all that goodness for a little while. Get all the benefits of our veggies as we possibly can. If you chop it and let it sit for a while before you use it, you absorb more good stuff. This is a cooked potato that adds some extra moisture without adding any extra fat that we don't need to add. So I've got a nice soft cooked potato that I'm adding to this. And now we've got about 1.5 tablespoons to 2 tablespoons of coriander and 2.5 tablespoons of cumin powder. And now loads of black pepper again, that cracked black pepper, and I'm going in liberally with it. And now salt to taste again. Your preference. You could use miso here if you would prefer. I wish I had fresh parsley, but today all I have is the dried parsley, so I've got about 2 tablespoons of dried parsley I'm going to be adding in there. But you could definitely add fresh. It would give it a lot more pizzazz. About 1/4 cup of tahini paste. And that helps with the moisture and the deep, rich flavor of the falafel. But instead of using a lot of tahini, that's why we use that potato, that cooked potato, to help with the moisture so we don't have to use quite so much fat. And get every last bit of that tahini out. I love it. I love it so much. I'm surprised I'm not licking it right now. It is delicious. Back in the food processor. Hold on 1 second. You can admire my cute little elephant yoga pants. Aren't they cute? I absolutely love them. All right, and a couple blitzes. And I notice here that it's still a little bit dry and the blade wasn't moving around that wonderfully. So I'm going to add just a couple of tablespoons of water again. There we go. That'll get that moving much more freely and moisten things up nicely because you're going to be adding it. Oh, gochujang. Okay, now you can add hot sauce here. You can use anything if you want to give it a little bit of a kick. So I know this is traditionally a Korean fermented paste, but I actually like this in all types of foods, not just Asian. So I gave this little falafel some kick. What's a little extra flavor? Why not, right? Getting every little bit of that out there. My feet are so unbelievably dark tan from still wearing flip-flops every chance I get. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a barefoot girl and a flip-flop girl, and I can't stand having shoes on. So my very dark little toes in the corner. All right, moving all of my not so fancy equipment out of the way. Taking the S-blade out. Getting every little bit of that last falafel stuff out. And now we've got our falafel mixture that's going to add all that delicious spice and Middle Eastern flavor that we love in this family. Just mixing it right into those chickpeas. So I used dried chickpeas when I did this, but you could use the canned. Just get rid of the aquafaba, or save your aquafaba for something else, and roast those chickpeas in your air fryer. It takes a while. I do them at a really, really low setting. I do like 300, and I do that probably for a good like 45 minutes. I've done it before on a higher setting, but all that happens is they end up burning on the outside, and then they're kind of soft on the inside and burned on the outside. So now I'm doing them nice and low and slow, and they're getting crunchy all the way through. So low and slow is the way to go. All right. So you might want to have a bowl of water so you can shape your falafel balls, and it's a lot easier. It doesn't stick to you. Now you really want to get your hands in here. I could have done this with a wooden spoon or a spatula, but the truth is you really want to get your hands in there and get all of those spices mixed in really, really, really well. So, just pretend you're kneading some bread or making some nice tofu loaf and really working with, essentially dough. It's gonna be reminiscent of the same thing. And you're going to know when you're getting it to the right consistency. You might need to add a little bit of water as you go. You're going to want it to make and be able to hold a firm ball without, falling apart and getting all crumbly. And you do want it fairly moist, because I'm going to cook these in the air fryer and they will dry out. Excuse me while I wash my hands. Hold on, I'll be right back, I promise, everyone. There we go. All right. So I'm showing that I have my air fryer lined with some parchment paper. My very, very, very old air fryer. Trusty air fryer, keeps on going, and we use it literally daily, several times a day. And make sure you have that bowl of water nearby to dip your hands in between each falafel ball that you roll. Mush it up nice. I make them a little bit oval, roundish oval shaped. Like a yummy falafel. dip your hands in between each little time. You can make these any size you want. I like them perfect size for dunking in my yogurt sauce, because my husband usually has them in wraps, but I like to have them just dunked into yogurt sauce or dunked into any kind of sauce really, or put on top of a salad. I love that. So that's it. And you're going to put them on 375 for about 10 minutes. Keep checking though, and here they are, all crispy and delicious and ready to go. Golden delicious, crisp on the outside and soft and tender on the inside. They are delicious, and if you could, oh my goodness, will you look at that soup? That is heaven right there. And if you could smell my house, it just has the essence of fall. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's our first time doing a cooking one on this channel, and we will do more. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.